Okay, we've got 2 games to talk about, starting with Game 28 against the Carolina Hurricanes, a team that has made the playoffs for the past 5 years straight, including 2 Eastern Conference Final appearances. They're a good team, but so are the Canucks. Right off the bat, Quinn Hughes was dancing on the blue line, setting up scoring chances. Look how close Kuzmenko came to tapping this one in. But it's alright because Sam Lafferty would make up for it, scoring his 8th goal of the season thanks to a pretty play from Petey. Watch how Pettersson hesitates with the puck as he enters the zone, giving him more time and space to make a play. These are the little differences that separate elite players from the average ones. 1-0 Canucks. Also, if you remember in their last game, the Canucks were being outshot 10-0 just 10 minutes into the first period. Well, in this game, it was the complete opposite, and the Canucks were outshooting the Hurricanes 10-1 halfway through the first period. Later in the first period, Hronek and Miller got called for slashing, leading to a 5-on-3 power play for the Hurricanes, and they pushed hard, but the Canucks managed to kill it off thanks to some solid defensive positioning and some superb goaltending from Thatcher Demko. Just look at some of these saves he was making. Beautiful. And then in the second period, Pettersson displayed his elite playmaking abilities again, setting up Ilya Mikheyev for his 9th goal of the season to make it 2-0 for the Canucks. Now that goal wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Sam Lafferty chipping the puck out in the defensive zone, setting up Mikheyev and Pettersson for the 2-on-1. This is exactly what coaches mean when they say take the hit to make the play. Oh, and look at this. Every single Carolina player is watching Pettersson, which allows Mikheyev to sneak in behind everybody and make himself wide open for the pass. Carolina scored 30 seconds later, but who cares, because I want to talk about this goal by JT Miller. In fact, saying it was JT Miller's goal is sort of misleading, and here's what I mean by that. 40 seconds before the goal is scored, Pettersson, Mikheyev, and Lafferty are lining up for a face-off in the offensive zone. They lose the face-off, and Carolina gets it out, leading to one of those shifts where no team really gets any momentum. When the puck returns to Carolina's end of the ice, Mikheyev and Lafferty decide to change, replaced by Boeser and Höglander. Pettersson notices his line mates have changed and sees this as an opportunity, not for himself, but for JT Miller. So he dumps the puck in for Höglander and Boeser and heads to the bench for a change. But why is this an opportunity? Well, Pettersson's hoping that the player checking him, which was Jordan Staal at the time, would lose his defensive positioning once Pettersson's off the ice and replaced by Miller. And that's pretty much what happened. You can actually see Staal glance at Pettersson here and acknowledge that there's a line change taking place. But Staal saw that as an opportunity for himself, because while Pettersson is skating to the bench, for a very brief moment the Canucks are down a man. It's 5-on-4 for the Hurricanes. So Staal decides to forecheck, thinking they could regain possession if they double-teamed Boeser along the boards. But thanks to a strong move by Boeser, they weren't able to get to him, and look who came flying in like a freight train. JT Miller. Boeser sets him up with a perfect pass, and Miller blasts it past Antti Raanta, who funnily enough is actually a friend of JT Miller's from back when they played with the New York Rangers. Anyway, here's what Miller said when he was asked about that goal after the game.
Honestly, it was a great change by Petey. Very selfless by him. He easily could have hung around there to see what happened on offense, but he changed, and I kind of got lost in coverage just by coming off the bench.
And then here's what Rick Tocchet said about it.
When we scored, everybody was cheering and high-fiving it, and I went up to Petey. I said, you should get an assist on that play. That's the unselfishness. Those are the staples we're looking for. Yep, for sure.
That goal was JT Miller's 40th point of the season, which is good enough for 2nd in the entire league, but what's even more impressive to me is the fact that he is now the fastest player in Canucks history to reach 40 points in a season. What? Pavel Bure, Marcus Naslund, the Sedin twins, and JT Miller is at the top. That's incredible. Look, it's definitely early to be saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm a Nuckhead. I wouldn't be surprised to see Miller's number hanging in those rafters one day. I know some of you just started ferociously typing reasons why I'm wrong for saying that, so while you do that, I'm just gonna show you this beautiful shift by the H-bomb line. Watch how they turn a defensive zone faceoff into 35 seconds of offensive zone pressure. You know Rick is loving that.
Talk it. Hey, walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it.
So it's 3-1 Canucks and
they score! Brady Shea put home that pass, the 2 defensemen combining.
I mean, it's 3-2 Canucks and
they score! I think the first shot hit the crossbar and Nason was there to pop it home.
Okay, so it's 3-3, but don't worry because we have Elias Pettersson on our team.
In behind for Elias Pettersson. Wrap around, he scores!
Wait, that looked familiar. I feel like he's using a cheat code of some sort. That shouldn't be allowed. Also, look at this celebration from Sam Lafferty. It warms my heart. Anyway, that goal from Petey ended up being the game winner despite Carolina's best efforts to tie it up late in the game. 4-3 Canucks. Now, before I move on to the next game, I realized today that I never actually explained what I'm doing with this channel. So here's a quick 18-second explanation. I've been a huge Canucks fan for the past 20 years or so, and I recently noticed that the overwhelming majority of media that covers the Canucks is negative, and it drives me nuts as a Canucks fan because I just want to believe in my team. So this is me offering a different media source for people who want the same thing I do. I'll be covering every single Canucks game for the 2023-2024 season, and I'll also be covering the deep playoff run that follows. And if you're new here and you want to catch up, there's a playlist on my channel called Season 1. Just hit play on that, and it'll start you at Game 1 of the season and take you all the way to right now, Game 29 against the always scary Tampa Bay Lightning. The battle of the two top scorers in the league, Nikita Kucherov from the Tampa Bay Lightning and our very own JT Miller. Also, please forgive me, in the time between these two games I got sick, so you're gonna have to put up with my sick voice. Tampa scored almost immediately, but that's fine, who cares, because Nils Big Hog Höglander worked his ass off and drew a penalty in the process. Also, kind of funny, the Tampa defender Eric Chernak didn't agree with the call, obviously, and was complaining to the ref, but just watch the ref's response here. Get in the box. Get in the box. Get in the box. Get in the box. And thanks to the hard work from Big Hog and a wicked slap shot from the Pepsi Banana Man himself, the game was now tied 1-1. Kuzmenko really needed that one. You can actually see the monkey jumping off his back if you look closely enough. Then Andrei Vasilevsky showed us why he's still the best goalie in the league, at least in my opinion, with a beautiful save off a shot from Pettersson, who, by the way, I was surprised to learn took his first penalty of the entire season last night. Then Thatcher Demko showed us why he's no slouch in the net either, making two fantastic saves back-to-back. Now, moving on to the second period, Vasilevsky would give up a big rebound for Brock Boeser to tap in for his 19th goal of the season to make it 2-1 Canucks, but listen to the call made by the legendary Canucks commentator John Shorthouse.
Look at that! Look at this! Look at that! Brock Boeser's got his 19th, and the Canucks have their first lead.
If you're wondering why he yelled, look at that, look at this, look at that, well, it's because of this clip from the Manitoba Junior Hockey League that went viral a few days ago.
That's his piece with the D. Oh, what's he gonna do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy! Oh, look at that! Look at this, look at that!
He sounds like me every time Höglander touches the puck. Anyway, Boeser scored again to make it 3-1. That's already his 20th goal of the season. His career high is 29. I think he's gonna beat it. Demko made another great save to keep the Canucks up 3-1. Then watch here as Big Hog stays hungry on the puck and creates 2, maybe even 3 scoring chances in the span of 10 seconds. Adding him to that line of Boeser and Miller has worked out perfectly. He's playing great, of course, but the three of them just have incredible chemistry together and complement one another's games beautifully. Tampa would try their hardest to score, but thanks to some great defensive plays like this one from Quinn Hughes, they couldn't. Boeser scored an empty netter for his league-leading 21st goal of the season and firmly cemented the Canucks' victory in the process, 4-1. Also, with 2 assists in the game, Miller is now 2 points closer to catching Kucherov. And listen to what Braden Point said about the Canucks after the game.
They're explosive offensively. They've got guys that can really beat you, really hurt you, and you know what? They're a deep team. They don't give you a whole lot. They got a lot of guys that can skate, a lot of guys that check, and they work hard. And they got a great goaltender too, so you know what? They're a pretty complete team.
With those 2 wins, the Canucks are now 19-9-1 on the season, 3rd in their division, 3rd in the Western Conference, and 6th in the entire league.
Look at that! Look at this, look at that!
Oh, and 2 of you managed to predict the score correctly. Shout out to Canru. Your gift is this Ian Cole hit that led to Steven Stamkos falling on top of his own teammate. And shout out to O-Bubble, except this comment was edited, and there's no way for me to tell if you did that after the game or not. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now, but from now on, I won't be accepting any edited predictions. Your gift is this massive hit from Nikita Zadorov. Honorable mention to RBMGD, who guessed it almost perfectly, except he made 2 different predictions. No gift. Anyway, thanks for watching. Here's what Brock Boeser said after the game when asked about the play of Nils Big Hog Höglander.
Yeah, he's been great. You know, he's so good down low with the puck, and he's a quick little guy, so we're just happy to play with him, and hopefully we can keep it going.